California Democratic Senator Alex Padilla, who traveled with President Biden and Vice President Harris to Atlanta for yesterday's speech. Senator, it's always a pleasure to see you. As a former Secretary of State, I know you're committed to getting these voting bills passed, but Republicans and some of your Democratic colleagues don't see the need to change the rules. How do you go about moving from having a commitment to getting results?
Right. Well, to be honest, we don't have a commitment quite yet, but I am encouraged, Jose, because there's active engagement, real conversations happening with the two senators that seem to be more in the spotlight than others. A huddle yesterday evening with a handful of senators and Senator Sinema from Arizona. And as early as this morning, I was there. A handful of senators with Senator Manchin, Senator Schumer, and others having the conversation. Look, the good news is all members are in agreements that voting rights are critical to protect, and they are under attack right now. The debate is not on that. The debate is how we get there. So should we massage the rules? Should we change the rules? An exemption, a waiver, call it what you will, multiple ways to get there, but the urgency is absolutely there.
So take us to those conversations. What are they like, and what are the issues that keep coming up?
So I won't bore you with, parliamentary procedural detail, but I will say this, some of the concerns are what and how we do. How do we sort of unite the country and get over the divisiveness and the rhetoric of prior years? It's not lost on these members that just last week we commemorated the anniversary of the deadly insurrection in the nation's capital that was premised on the big lie. So people who may criticize the acknowledgement of the violence that took place on January 6th of last year are missing the point here. It's because our democracy is under attack. Yet another reason, in addition to the voter suppression laws we're seeing passed in state house after state house under Republican leadership, that's creating this moment in history. This is not just another day. This is not just another week at the office. This is not just a month, just another year. This is a moment in more than a generation where the future of our country will depend on whether or not we do what's right to protect the right to vote and strengthen our democracy, or fail at this opportunity.
Now, Senator, President Biden and your fellow Democrats ran on promises of doing something on voting rights, gun control, police reform, immigration, a host of other issues. So far, we've seen very little actual movement on any of these issues. Why does it seem as though little is getting done?
Look, well, I would argue that a lot did get done in 2021 between the American Rescue Plan, the infrastructure package. But I agree with you, a lot more that remains to be done. And I'll tell you right now, the reason we haven't achieved comprehensive immigration reform, the reason we haven't advanced a more aggressive climate change package, the reason we haven't advanced criminal justice reform or voting rights and so much more is because of the filibuster. Maybe once upon a time, the filibuster was what incentivized both parties to work together, right? To have that bipartisan Senate of days past. But that's not the case anymore. We've seen clearly, time and again, Republicans, whether in their majority or the minority, abuse the filibuster to obstruct. It seems like they have no incentive to engage and want to be bipartisan anymore. So if we've seen that over and over again, the Democrats need to do what we need to do on a number of issues, none more pressing, none more urgent than protecting our right to vote and saving our democracy.
Senator, you'll be among the senators attending the service for former Senate Majority Leader Reid later this morning. You didn't serve with him in the Senate, but what do you see as his biggest impact on the Senate and the country?
No doubt the role he played in the passage of the Affordable Care Act. Even President Obama himself has acknowledged it would not have happened without the mastery and the leadership of Reid. So I look forward to being there to pay my respects. And, even the Affordable Care Act is another example of how the filibuster has been used and abused by Republicans unsuccessfully, thankfully, to try to undo the Affordable Care Act and what it has meant for so many working families. Access to health care for the previously uninsured, the ability to maintain insurance despite pre-existing conditions. Thank God for Reid.
Senator Alex Padilla, it's always a pleasure to see you. Thank you for being with me this morning.
Thank you, Jose. Take care.